billionaire bought her at auction, but never expected her hidden fire spotlights scorched the stage. Clara Voss stood frozen, hood draped like a noose, concealing the scar that branded her a monster. The underground ballroom in Manhattan's shadows pulsed with the elite's whispers, billionaires, heirs, predators in tailored suits. This wasn't love. This was the mating market, where broken women were sold to the highest bidder, rejected, scarred, unwanted. Clara's turn, her father's doing. Stand tall, he'd snarled earlier, or I'll make sure you end up on the streets. The air reeked of cigar smoke and expensive cologne, thick as betrayal. Clara's pulse thundered in her ears. Beneath the hood, the cross-shaped burn on her forehead throbbed, a remnant of the fire that killed her fiancé, the one everyone blamed her for starting. Arsonist, they called her, witch, but it was rage, uncontrolled, from a power she couldn't name. Now, at 25, from a crumbling family empire, she hid. Reveal the scar, face horror. Hide it, invite suspicion. Either way, lost. The auctioneer banged his gavel. Lot 5, Clara Voss. Educated in finance, loyal, veiled for personal reasons. Starting bid, $100,000. Laughter rippled. A man in the front row sneered. What's she hiding? A face like a roadmap. Another, bet she's a freak. Clara's fists clenched inside her sleeves. Fabric rough against skin slick with sweat. How had it come to this? Her father, Harlan Voss, disgraced tycoon, sat in the crowd, smirking with her sister Leela, perfect, unscarred, the golden child. He'd orchestrated it all. No one wants damaged goods, he'd said. Rage simmered in Clara's chest. If only they knew the fire inside her wasn't just a scar. Bids trickled in. $150,000, $200,000. Lowball offers from men seeking a silent trophy. Clara's breath hitched. If no real buyer, her father could claim her unsellable, strip her inheritance, toss her out. Poverty's cold grip waited, but then the doors burst open. Silence crashed like a wave. Ethan Kane strode in, CEO of Kane Global, 32, built like forged steel, dark hair tousled, eyes gray as storm clouds. Worth billions, rumored heartless, cursed by family legacy. Love killed his ancestors, or so the tabloids whispered. He fixed houses for the poor in secret, they said, but in boardrooms, he destroyed rivals without mercy. Ethan's presence sucked the oxygen from the room. He scanned the platform, ignored the beauty with a limp, the widow clutching photos of her kids. Stopped at Clara, her veiled form. $5 million, he declared, voice low, unyielding. Gasps exploded. The auctioneer stammered. Sold to Mr. Kane. Chaos. Whispers turned to shouts. Why her? He could have supermodels. Clara's world tilted. Guards pulled her down. Ethan's hand on her arm, cool, firm, guided her through the throng. Flashbulbs popped. Who is she? Reporters yelled. In his limo, leather seats chilled her skin. City lights streaked by like accusations. Ethan sat opposite, posture rigid. Contract only, he said. You'll be my wife in name. Give me an heir. In return, luxury, protection, but no emotions, no love, and keep the veil, I won't look. His words landed like ice shards. Clara's throat tightened. Why me? She whispered. He glanced at the window, jaw set. Because you're invisible. I can't fall for what I can't see. A flicker in his eyes, pain, loneliness, but gone in a blink. The penthouse loomed atop Cane Tower, glass walls, overlooking the Hudson River, dark and murmuring below. Marble floors echoed her steps. Ethan showed her to a suite. King bed, silk linens, a view that screamed power. Blind assistants will attend you, he added. No one sees your face. Clara nodded, but inside, questions burned. Why this curse? Why buy a stranger? As he left, his scent lingered crisp, like winter pine. She peeled back the hood in the mirror, tracing the scar. Ugly, or a badge of survival. Her power hummed faintly, a warmth in her veins she dared not unleash. That night, sleep evaded her. She paced, river winds howling outside. Ethan's world felt like a cage, gilded but cold. Yet, better than her father's cruelty. Harlan had beaten her spirit, blamed her for the fire that exposed her freakish ability, spontaneous flames in moments of stress. Leela had watched, silent, complicit. You deserve this, Leela had said once. Rage flared again. Morning brought the contract. Lawyers buzzed. But as Clara signed, Ethan's hand brushed hers cool, but a spark jumped. He pulled back sharply. Nuance in his eyes, a man fighting demons. Clara's heart ached. This cold king had layers. Human, broken. Authenticity in his restraint. If you were him, cursed to die from love, would you buy safety or risk it all? The wedding loomed. 3 days. Clara met her blind maid, Eva Kind, scarred from her own past. He's not as cold as he seems, Eva whispered. Fixes homes for the homeless anonymously. Depth there. Ethan, nuanced antagonist to his own heart. But Clara's scar itched. Her power stirred. What if she revealed it? Burned through the veil. But at the contract table, her father's venomous revelation cracked Ethan's armor and ignited a rage that could consume them both. Ink stained the air like blood. Clara sat bolt upright in the sleek conference room atop Cane Tower, veil heavy as judgment. Floor to ceiling, windows framed Manhattan's skyline, steel giants indifferent to human wreckage. Her father, Harlan Voss, slouched at the table's end, whiskey breath sour, eyes gleaming with malice. Sister Leela hovered nearby, flawless in designer silk, her beauty a weapon she'd wielded against Clara for years. Ethan's lawyers shuffled papers, crisp suits whispering efficiency. But Ethan himself, he commanded the head, posture unyielding, gray eyes scanning the document like a battlefield map. Sign here, Ethan said, voice smooth steel. Clara's pen hovered. The terms leaped out. No unveiling. Blind personal staff. Separate lives, save for producing an heir. Luxury in exchange for emotional void. You'll want for nothing, he'd promised last night. But Clara's scar itched beneath the fabric, a reminder of the fire Harlan blamed on her, the one that scorched her forehead and soul. "This is madness," Harlan barked suddenly, slamming his fist. Heads snapped up. "You don't know what you're buying, Kane. Lift that veil, and you'll see the freak she is." Rage boiled in Clara's veins. Her power hummed, a faint warmth threatening to spark. Short breaths. Control it. Ethan's gaze flicked to Harlan, cold as the Hudson below. "I wasn't addressing you," he replied evenly. "This is between me and my future wife." Harlan's face purpled. Future wife. She's damaged goods. That scar from the fire she started killed her own fiancé out of jealousy. Lies twisted like smoke. Clara's hands shook. The fire had erupted in anger, yes, but uncontrolled, accidental. Eric had chosen Leela, planned to elope. Clara had confronted him, flames bursting from her fingertips. But murder? No. Harlan knew that. He'd covered it up, branded her, to hide his own latent power, the family secret he denied. Leela shifted, avoiding Clara's veiled stare. "Father, perhaps." "Shut it," Harlan snapped. Nuance cracked his facade. A man terrified of his bloodline's curse, projecting shame onto Clara. He'd beaten her mother away, accused her of infidelity to explain the powers. But Clara knew better now. The fire ran in his veins too. Ethan's lawyer cleared his throat. "Mr. Voss, the terms are clear. Protection for Clara, dowry for you." Harlan sneered. Protection from what? Her own monstrosity. Outrage surged. Clara's chair scraped back. "Enough," she whispered, but it carried. All eyes on her. "You've hated me since the power showed, but it's yours, Father. Yours and grandmother's." Harlan's eyes widened, a flicker of fear. Authenticity in that moment, his human frailty exposed. Ethan leaned forward, intrigue softening his ice. "Is this agreeable, Clara?" he asked, ignoring Harlan. Her name on his lips soft, respectful. A deeper payoff. Someone seeing her, veiled or not. "Yes," she said, voice steady. "Thank you for the kindness." Ethan blinked, perplexed. Kindness, short sentence, loaded with subtext. Clara nodded. "The blind staff, respecting my veil. No one's done that." His jaw tightened, a human crack. Loneliness mirrored in his curse, love as death. A family hex from generations back, tied to some ancient betrayal. He built empires, fixed strangers' homes in secret charity, but walled off his heart. But as the baby kicked and curses tightened, Harlan's desperate strike forced a revelation that could shatter Ethan's heart, literally. Kicks fluttered like trapped flames. Clara pressed a hand to her swelling belly. Standing by the penthouse window, Hudson River churning dark below. 5 months in. The city sprawled, indifferent skyscrapers piercing fog, horns blaring distant rage. Ethan's child stirred within, a secret fire matching her own. But threats piled up, anonymous letters. "Freak spawn will burn." Harlan's handiwork. Rage built, slow and searing. She wouldn't cower. Power hummed in her veins, controlled now, thanks to private practice sessions in the rooftop garden, flames dancing on fingertips like defiant stars. Ethan entered, suit rumpled from another boardroom battle. His gray eyes softened on her form, veil still firm, but intimacy had stripped other barriers. "How's our little one?" He knelt, ear to her belly. Cool cheek against fabric, the kick came strong. Ethan laughed, rare, genuine. Nuance in his joy. Curse shadowed it. Heart flutters he dismissed as stress. Doctors warned. Emotions spiked his condition, yet he lingered nights. Blindfolded passion, evolving to dawn talks. "You're glowing," he murmured. Sensory warmth. His hand on her curve, protective. Subtle romance bloomed. His anonymous home renovations now included a nursery wing for underprivileged kids, inspired by their talks. Humanized tycoon, fixing worlds, craving family. But Harlan struck. Phone rang, Leela, voice frantic. "Father's coming." With proof. Clara met them in the lobby cafe, marble counters, coffee bitter and steaming. Harlan stormed in, folder slamming down. "DNA results. You're not mine." Lies reeked like his cologne. Papers claimed affair, mother's infidelity, birthing Clara's freak power. But twist, his own tests, forged, Leela whispered. He doctored them. Harlan's eyes wild, nuanced desperation, hiding his fire inheritance, grandmother's legacy he'd buried in asylums. "Sign over your shares, or I expose you both." Outrage escalated, paternal extortion, gaslighting a daughter he'd framed for murder. Clara's palms heated, mug cracked subtly, steam hissing. "You killed Eric," she hissed. Harlan paled. Lies, but sweat beaded. Authenticity cracked, a man crumbling under self-loathing. Security hovered. Ethan arrived, summoned by Eva's alert. "Leave, Voss." Voice lethal calm. Harlan sneered. "Your wife's a witch. Powers that burn. See her scar proof." He lunged for the veil. Clara recoiled. Power surged, air shimmered hot. Ethan's hand caught Harlan's wrist, cool grip, unyielding. "Touch her, and I ruin you." Harlan wrenched free, folder spilling. Papers fluttered, real DNA. Leela snatched one. "Wait, this shows your power markers, father." Revelation hit. Harlan's fire bloodline exposed, grandmother's records unearthed. He'd bound Clara young, faked the affair myth to erase his shame. Rage bait, father's hypocrisy, destroying family to hide mirrors. Harlan roared, "You ungrateful," fist raised. Ethan blocked, shove sending Harlan stumbling. Guards dragged him out. Screams echoed, "She's dangerous." Leela stayed, trembling. "I'm sorry for everything." Sisters embraced, awkward, tear-streaked. Nuance in reconciliation, Leela's guilt turning ally. "Testify against him," Clara asked. Leela nodded. Deeper payoff, bonds mending through truth. Aftermath pulsed. Police called Harlan arrested for threats, forgery pending. Media frenzy. Leaked clip from lobby cams went viral. Billionaire defends veiled wife from tycoon father. Hashtags trended. Number veiled truth number family fire. Phones buzzed, reporters at gates. Clara paced rooftop, wind whipping. Power flared, controlled flame in palm, extinguished with breath. Strength grew. Ethan joined, arm around her. "You're safe." But his voice strained, face pale. Shivers returned worse. Curse tightening. "Talk to me," she urged. He confessed. Emotions rising, heart races. Doctor's visit loomed, scans showed strain. Love could kill me. Subtext raw, craving connection, fearing loss. They sat, city lights twinkling. His head on her shoulder, vulnerable king. Nights intensified. Blindfolded, bodies met with urgency. His cool skin, her heat contrast electric, building to peaks. "I need you," he whispered, voice breaking, after he held her, tracing belly. Baby kicked bridge between them, but chills deepened. Clara warmed him blankets, fire stoked. Eva advised, "Lady Regina knows intimacy arts." Regina, Ethan's discreet advisor, former mistress, no therapist in sensuality, scarred from her past. "Exhaust him gently," Regina suggested over tea, steam curling. "Build bonds beyond body." Clara applied, touches lingering, words weaving dreams. Ethan stayed till dawn, sleeping sound. Authenticity, love subtle, defying curse. Months edged on, belly rounded. Ethan planned nurseries lavish, but charity tied. For kids like I was, orphaned early. Depth revealed, curse from father's side, emotional walls built young. Humanized pain, Clara's power. She demonstrated once, small flame in hand. Ethan, blindfolded, felt warmth. "Beautiful," he said. Trust bloomed. Harlan's trial loomed. Evidence mounted, Leela's testimony, DNA truths. Rage crescendo, justice nearing. But anonymous fire at Voss estate arson, Harlan's setup, or Clara's subconscious. Doubt gnawed. If you were her, powers awakening amid threats, would you strike back? Or hold the flame? Viral waves crashed. Clip of Ethan's defense hit millions, shares exploding. "Hero hubby," comments raged. "Expose toxic dads." Engagement soared. But as birth neared and hearts thawed, Ethan's collapse forced Clara's ultimate reveal, and a curse-breaking fire that could save or destroy them forever. Contractions gripped like vice flames. Clara doubled over in the penthouse nursery, paint fresh and acrid, walls soft blue echoing the Hudson's distant murmur. 8 months pregnant. The baby twisted inside, a fierce reminder of stakes soaring. Ethan's curse tightened its noose, his chills constant now, skin pale as frost-rimed glass. He'd hidden doctor visits, but she knew. Heart weakening, love's poison seeping. Just stress, he'd lie, voice strained. But nights revealed truth, his body shuddering post-passion, her heat barely warming him. Outrage simmered, a curse robbing them of joy. How dare ancestry chain a man to emotional death? Morning light slanted through blinds. Ethan dressed for work, tie knotting with trembling fingers. Board meeting, critical. His gray eyes met her veiled gaze, soft with unspoken fear. Nuance in his restraint. Empire builder by day, collapsing under affection's weight. He'd expanded charity, homes fixed for fire victims. Subtle nod to her scar. Humanized hero. Vulnerability in quiet acts. Clara touched his arm. Stay. He hesitated, pulled her close. Cool lips on forehead through fabric. Can't. But his pulse raced, curses warning. Harlan's trial exploded that day. Courtroom footage leaked, him ranting from the stand. She's a fire witch. Cursed blood from my mother. Evidence mounted, DNA confirming his powers. Grandmother's asylum records unsealed. Leela testified, voice steady. He framed Clara, killed Eric to hide our lineage. Harlan's face contorted, nuanced fall. Not monster, but broken man. Shame twisting to violence. Jury gasped. Viral storm. Clips shared millions. Number curse of the Voss trending. Comments raged. Toxic dads destroying daughters. Outrage bait. Systemic cover-ups. Powers suppressed. Clara watched from home, belly tight. Power flared, lamps flickered hot. Eva steadied her. Breathe, ma'am. Sensory anchor. Cool cloth on neck, lavender calming. Ethan returned early, face ashen. Won a deal. But he swayed, clutched chest. Collapse came swift, knees buckling, body hitting marble with a thud. Clara screamed. Ethan, guards rushed. Paramedics swarmed, defibrillator charging, beeps frantic. Hospital blur. White walls sterile, antiseptic sharp. Doctors huddled. Cardiomyopathy acute, emotional trigger. Curse confirmed, genetic, love-induced freeze. He's dying, lead physician said bluntly. Clara's world shattered. Rage peaked. Ancestral hex stealing her husband, father of her child. She paced waiting room, contractions false but biting. Leela arrived, hands squeezing hers. Fight it. Sisters united, nuance in bond. Forgiveness earned through fire. Vigil bedside. Ethan unconscious. Monitors beeping steady dread. Tubes snaked his arms, skin translucent. Clara whispered, wake. But silence mocked. Power hummed urgent fire her essence, counter to his ice. I can save him, she realized. But reveal. Expose scar, powers, risk rejection, outrage escalation. Hiding no longer. Night fell. City lights mocked from windows. Clara decided. Removed veil alone first, mirror reflecting cross scar, stark against pale skin. Badge of survival, not shame. Entered his room, guards blind but trusted. Leave us. Door clicked shut. She tied his blindfold loose, symbolic. Then, hands on his chest cool still. Power channeled, warmth building, flames internal, not destructive. See me, she whispered, lifted veil fully. His eyes fluttered open, unfocused. Gray gaze locked on her face. Scar exposed. Clara, voice weak. No horror, wonder, beautiful. Tears streamed. Look closer. The mark, fire witch, like the curse your line feared. His fingers reached, traced scar tenderly. Doesn't matter, she confessed. Powers from Harlan's line, Eric's death his frame. I'm what you should hate. But Ethan's expression softened, deeper payoff, love transcending fear. You saved me already. Heart monitor spiked positive. Her hands glowed faintly, heat seeping into him. Frost in veins melted metaphorically. But pain twisted his face. Love you, he gasped. Monitor flatlined. Alarms blared. Nurses burst in. Defib paddles charged. Clara stepped back, veil forgotten. Power surged, controlled burst, warming the room subtly. His heart restarted. Coughing, he gripped her hand. Don't stop. Authenticity raw. Revelation forging unbreakable bond. Recovery slow. Ethan stabilized, curses grip loosening. Doctors baffled, remission. But Clara knew her fire countered ancestral ice. Subtle magic, not spectacle. Leela visited, saw unveiled Clara. Proud, sisters healed. Harlan convicted, life sentence, powers bound. Justice's quiet roar, weeks blurred. Contractions real now. Ethan by her side, warmer daily. Our family, he murmured. Baby's arrival loomed, hope amid ashes. If you were him, cursed by blood, would you embrace the fire? Psychological depth. Love as healer, not killer. Viral aftermath. Hospital clip leaked, veiled wife unveiled, saving billionaire. Shares exploded. Miracle or magic? Engagement furious. Debates on hidden powers, family curses. But with the baby's first cry came Harlan's final vengeance. And a twist in bloodlines that threatened to reignite the flames forever. Screams echoed through sterile halls. Clara gripped the bed rails, sweat slick, as contractions ripped like wildfire. The private birthing suite in Mount Sinai smelled of antiseptic, and her own fear sharp, metallic. Monitors beeped chaos. Ethan's hand clutched hers, cool despite the room's heat, his face etched with terror. Breathe, he urged, voice cracking. 8 hours in. The baby fought to emerge, a storm matching her powers. Nurses bustled, masks muffling encouragement. Outside, New York pulsed, sirens wailing, rain lashing windows like accusations. Harlan's conviction fresh, but whispers lingered. His final vengeance promised in court rants. Push. Another wave. Clara's power surged, air shimmered hot, but she channeled it inward, fueling strength. Almost, doctor said. Ethan's blindfold long gone post-reveal, he saw her now scar, fire, all. Love's risk thawed his curse, heart steadying daily, nuance in his gaze, fear for her, awe at creation. Humanized father, once walled-off tycoon, now vulnerable, his charity homes now including fire safety upgrades, subtle tribute to her truth. Crown visible. One more heave, the cry pierced raw, defiant. It's a boy, nurse announced. Tiny body placed on her chest, warm, wriggling, skin pink as dawn. Clara wept, fingers tracing his face. No scar, but eyes gray like Ethan's with a flicker. Power, she sensed it, faint warmth in his veins. Bloodline twist, the curse and fire merged. Doctors checked healthy, but Ethan paled. Our son. Voice broke. They named him Alex after Ethan's lost brother, symbol of redemption. Joy fleeting. Phone buzzed Leela. Father escaped. Rage ignited. Harlan, powers unbound in prison chaos. Fire burst, freeing him. News alerts flooded. Tycoon fugitive. Voss on rampage. Viral footage. Prison blaze. Harlan's silhouette in flames, unscathed. Hashtags erupted. Number Voss vengeance. Number fire fugitive. Outrage bait. Justice system's failure. Powerful evading chains. Clara's scar throbbed. He's coming, she whispered. Ethan mobilized, security guards doubled. Penthouse locked down. But Harlan's message arrived. Scorched envelope, words charred. The child carries my curse. I'll claim it. Hospital discharge tense. Limo through rain-slick streets, Alex bundled. Home, nursery glowed soft, mobile spinning stars. Ethan cradled son, eyes fierce. No one touches him. But shivers returned, curses echo, love's intensity stirring remnants. Clara practiced powers, flames shaped to shields in rooftop sessions, wind whipping. Eva assisted. You're his protector. Nuance in maid. Own burns from abusive past, empathy deep. Regina advised. Bond through touch calms the heart. Nights, family tangled, Ethan's cool body warmed by theirs. Alex's cries soothed by her gentle heat, power as nurture. Harlan struck midnight. Alarms blared. Fire alarms. No actual blaze in lobby. Guards radioed. Intruder. Clara scooped Alex, power flaring. Ethan armed pistol from safe. CEO turned defender. Downstairs chaos. Flames licked walls, smoke thick and acrid. Harlan emerged from shadows, eyes manic, hands glowing. Give me the boy, roar guttural. Nuance cracked, not pure evil, but madness from denied heritage. Grandmother's fire he suppressed, twisting to hate. He's mine, blood pure. Leela arrived, tipped off, stood between. Stop, father. Voice shattered. Family war crescendo, daughter defying destroyer. Clash erupted. Harlan hurled firebolt, wall scorched. Clara countered, flame wall rising, protective. Sensory inferno. Heat waves distorting air, crackles deafening. Ethan fired warning shot, bullet whizzed. Harlan lunged at Leela. She dodged, but flame grazed arm, scream piercing. Rage peaked, paternal assault on own. Clara's power unleashed, controlled torrent, engulfing Harlan without harm, binding like ropes. He thrashed, confessed wild. I bound you to save us. Powers ruin empires. Truth spilled. Grandmother's fire drove her mad. He claimed. He killed Eric to protect Leela from common blood, framed Clara to excise weakness. But DNA lied. No, his full inheritance, suppressed, erupted now. Police swarmed. Harlan subdued. Powers quelled by Clara's counter, her fire, neutralizing his. Cuffs clicked. Leela wept, bandaged. It's over. Sisters held deeper payoff. Forgiveness forged in flames. Ethan pulled Clara close, Alex safe. His heart raced, but steadied, curse broken fully. Doctors later confirmed. Remission complete. Love's warmth overriding ice. Dawn broke. Penthouse smoldered faint, but family intact. Clara unveiled, fully now, scar-proud. Alex cooed, tiny hand warm, powers latent, but guided. Ethan kissed her. You saved us. Subtle empowerment, facing past, embracing fire. Weeks healed. Harlan imprisoned securely, powers bound eternally. Leela joined family weekly dinners, bonds mending. Ethan's charity boomed, fireproof homes for abused. Authenticity lingered, love's quiet victory over curses. But as Alex's first flame sparked innocently, a hidden ally from grandmother's past emerged, unveiling a legacy that could empower or endanger their future forever. Flames flickered from tiny fingers. Clara froze in the nursery, dawn light filtering through rain-streaked windows, Hudson River gray and restless below. Alex, 6 months old, cooed in his crib, palm upturned, a spark dancing harmlessly, like a firefly in daylight. Her heart slammed. The air smelled singed, faint ozone biting. Ethan's curse broken, but this, bloodlines fusion, her fire meeting his ice, birthing something new in their son. Rage whispered generations, sins visiting the innocent. How dare the past claim her child? She extinguished it gently, warmth meeting warmth. Alex giggled, unaware. Clara's scar tingled, echo of her own awakening. Powers manifest young, uncontrolled. Harlan rotted in prison, but his venom lingered, cursed blood. Outrage stirred paternal legacy as poison. Ethan entered, coffee steaming in hand. Morning. His gray eyes warmed on them, curse's shadow gone, heart strong, nuance in his ease. Once frozen tycoon, now father playful. His charity empire funding power training programs for gifted kids. Subtle shield for Alex. Look, Clara whispered, guiding his hand. Alex sparked again, tiny, blue-tinged flame. Ethan's breath caught. Like you, but cooler, wonder mixed fear. Humanized bond, shared vulnerability, love's quiet forge. Breakfast table, oatmeal warm, city hum outside. Dialogue flowed. We need help, Clara said. Ethan nodded. Discreet experts. But Leela called, voice urgent. Aunt Alara's here, grandmother's twin. Twist unveiled. Hidden ally, Alara Voss, long thought dead, survivor of Harlan's erasures. She contacted me. Knows about Alex. Meeting set Central Park, benches slick with morning dew. Leaves crunched underfoot, autumn crisp and earthy. Alara waited elderly, eyes sharp as embers, scar mirroring Clara's on her wrist. Fire runs deep, Alara said, voice gravelly. Nuance in her, not savior, but survivor. Powers honed in hiding, regret for abandoning family to escape Harlan's father. Story spilled. Grandmother Isabel bound by her husband, driven mad, or so claimed. But Alara revealed truth, powers elemental, fire for creation, not destruction. Harlan inherited, suppressed, twisted to rage. He killed Eric to bury it, Alara confirmed, documents rustling. But legacy's edge. Alex's flame hybrid fire ice, potent, unstable. Without training, it freezes or burns. Rage escalated, ancestral neglect endangering innocence. Clara's fists clenched, air heated subtly. Teach us, Alara nodded. But danger follows. Harlan's allies hunt me. Outrage bait. Hidden networks protecting toxic legacies. Training began covertly, rooftop at dusk. City lights igniting like distant fires. Alara demonstrated. Flames shaped to tools, warming, healing. Clara practiced, power refining. Alex watched from carrier, sparking playfully. Ethan joined, his ice remnant cooling overheated sessions. Sensory depth, sweat on skin, wind whipping, sparks crackling. Dialogue subtext rich. You're strong, Ethan murmured to Clara. Her reply, we are. Subtle romance, touches lingering, eyes locking amid chaos. Alara's stories humanized past, Isabel's love for her twins, Harlan's father's brutality binding them young. He feared us, Alara said. Deeper payoff, understanding breeding empathy, even for villains. But Harlan's vengeance crept. Anonymous fires, citywide arson mimicking Clara's power. Media frenzy. Voss curse returns. Viral clip. Rooftop training leaked. Blurry footage of flames dancing. Shares surged. Billionaire's baby a fire starter. Hashtags raged. Number legacy of fire, number hidden powers. Reporters camped gates. Ethan fortified security upgrades, but stress chilled him faintly. Curses whisper. No resolved, but pressure mounted. Leela investigated. Prison contacts. Harlan's directing from cell. Escalation. Caged beast still biting. Clara confronted via video call, Harlan's face gaunt, eyes blazing. The boy will burn like I did. Confession raw. His powers erupted young, killing a sibling accidentally, trauma twisting to control. Nuance. Broken boy become monster, shame cycle. Climax brood. Alara's safe house torched, she escaped, arrived at penthouse breathless. They're coming. Allies, old family enforcers, power suppressors hired. Night raid. Alarms shrieked. Flames outside diversion. Intruders breached. Clara's power roared, shield wall rising, heat distorting air. Ethan fought hand to hand, CEO fists precise. Alex cried, spark flaring, freezing a thug's advance. Hybrid gift, icefire blast. Alara channeled group effort quelling assault. Police arrived, arrests made. Harlan's network dismantled. Dawn aftermath. Family huddled, Alex asleep. Alara hugged Clara. Break the cycle. Empowerment subtle. Legacy reclaimed as strength. Ethan kissed Clara's scar. Our fire. Authenticity lingered, facing past, forging future. If you were them, powers inherited as peril, would you hide or harness? Psychological resonance. Redemption through revelation. Viral waves crested. Raid footage leaked ethically. Ethan's team. Hero family fights back. Engagement exploded. Debates on inherited trauma. Shares demanding reform for gifted rights. But when Alara's final secret surfaced, a binding ritual to seal powers forever. Clara faced a choice that could extinguish their flames or ignite a revolution. Secrets burned brighter than flames. Clara stood in the rooftop garden, twilight painting Manhattan's skyline in bruised purples. Hudson River, a silver vein below. Wind whipped her unveiled face, scar exposed like a war medal. Alara's words hung heavy. The ritual, it's the only way to seal Alex's powers forever. Clara's hand trembled on the railing, metal cold and unyielding. Alex played nearby, sparks flickering from his chubby fists, innocent but volatile. One errant burst could freeze a room or ignite it. Rage coiled. Why burden a child with choices ancestors evaded? Alara paced, her wrist scar catching fading light. Isabel and I created it young, before Harlan's father bound us. Voice low, laced with regret. Nuance in her eyes. Survivor haunted by abandonment. Powers honed in exile, not for glory, but survival. It neutralizes the elemental surge. No more fire, no ice. Safety. But cost whispered. Loss of heritage, self. Clara's power thrummed warmth she'd claimed as strength, counter to Ethan's thawed curse. And if we don't, Alara's gaze darkened. Uncontrolled, it consumes. Like Harlan, sensory echo, distant traffic roar, like suppressed fury building. Ethan joined, Alex in arms, his presence grounded broad shoulders, gray eyes steady, heart now resilient. Explain. Dialogue crisp, CEO command softened by fatherhood. Alara unfolded, ancient pages yellowed, ink faded, smelling of dust and forgotten attics. Ritual details, blood mingling, chants invoking balance, a circle of elements. One night, full moon. But twist deepened, ritual reversible only by collective will, family united. Harlan's shadow loomed, his prison rants echoed in media clips. Outrage stirred, bloodlines chains, forcing erasure. Clara's voice sharpened. This steals his choice. Alara nodded. Or saves his life. Tension mounted indoors. Dinner table, candle flames steady, unlike her pulse. Leela there, scars bandaged from prior blaze, nuance in her posture. Once complicit, now fierce advocate. Her testimony dismantling Harlan's remnants. Eva served quietly. Her own burns a silent solidarity. Regina advised via call. Weigh the intimacy of power, does it bind or free? Subtext rich, group weaving decisions. Ethan held Clara's hand under table, cool skin warmed by hers. We decide together. Humanized unity. Love's subtle weave, facing legacy. But Harlan's final ploy surfaced. Leaked letter from cell, bind the boy, or I reveal all powers, scandals to the world. Media hounds pounced. Viral storm, speculative articles, Kane era mutant, clips of Alex's accidental spark, hacked from security cams, spread like inferno. Hashtags blazed. Number power privilege, number bind the beast. Public rage escalated. Protests at Kane Tower gates. Signs screaming dangerous elites. Outrage bait. Class war ignited. masses demanding suppression of freaks. Clara watched from windows, crowds chanting below, fists raised, voices raw. Sensory assault, megaphone echoes, acrid smoke from flares. Climax brewed at press conference. Ethan called it Grand Hall, spotlights harsh. Clara stood beside, unveiled, scar defiant. Cameras rolled. Ethan's speech. Our son is no threat. Powers are gifts, not curses. But interrupters surged, Harlan's ally, shouting accusations. Bind them all, chaos. Security tussled, phones captured. Clara stepped forward. Enough. Voice steady, power humming. She raised hand, controlled flames spiraled, not destructive, but illuminating. Gasps. This is us. Not hidden, not bound. Revelation explosive, public unveiling of powers. Ally subdued, but message viral, clip shared billions. Veiled wife wields fire, debates raged, fear versus acceptance. Back home, family circled. Alara offered ritual tools, crystals cool, herbs pungent. Tonight's moon. Clara held Alex, his spark meeting hers, gentle dance. Internal conflict peaked. Extinguish for safety, or harness for freedom. Rage at forced choice boiled. We teach him, Clara decided. Ethan nodded. Leela, together. Alara smiled, faintly deeper payoff. Legacy redeemed, not erased. Ritual adapted, not binding, but balancing. Chants rose, blood pricked, warm drops mingling. Alex's powers stabilized, hybrid controlled, potent, but safe. Dawn broke. Protests shifted, some dispersed, others allied. Embrace the gifted. Ethan's charity pivoted. Academies for elementals, open doors. Authenticity resonated. Family facing past, empowering future. Clara kissed Ethan, scar to skin. Revolution starts small. Subtle strength, quiet acts igniting change. If you were Clara, legacy a blade, would you bind or burn free? Psychological echo, authenticity as armor. Viral legacy, conference clip inspired movements, shares demanding rights for the powered. Engagement soared, what powers hide in you? But as academies rose and powers bloomed, a forgotten enemy's return threatened to freeze their world anew, forcing a final stand for quiet strength. Shadows lengthened across the academy grounds. Clara watched from the inaugural stage, autumn wind carrying the scent of fresh earth and budding possibilities. The Kane Elemental Academy stood proud in Brooklyn's reclaimed warehouses, bricks weathered, but interiors alive with controlled sparks and frosts from young, gifted students. A year since Alex's birth, powers bloomed here, safe, guided. But rage lurked. Protesters lingered at fences. Signs jagged, freaks out, society's fear. A forgotten enemy stirring. Clara's scar warmed faintly, a reminder. Unveiled now, she embodied quiet defiance. Ethan beside her, hand in hers, warmth mutual, curse vanquished. His speech rang. Powers aren't curses, they're potential. Applause swelled, but eyes darted. Alex toddled nearby, Leela holding him, his sparks now playful snowflakes. hybrid controlled. Alara mentored from shadows, her wisdom subtle anchor. Eva and Regina watched from seats, scars shared in solidarity. Then the enemy returned. Gates crashed. A figure emerged, Victor Voss, Harlan's estranged brother, long forgotten, exiled for his own ice powers. Tall, gaunt, eyes glacial. "This ends," he bellowed. Protesters surged behind his puppets, rage stoked by whispers of dangerous experiments. Outrage ignited. Media drones hovered, capturing chaos. Victor hurled frost, ground iced, students slipping. Bind them all, echoes of Harlan's madness, but nuanced. Victor abandoned young, powers twisted to vengeance against the family that shunned him. "You stole our legacy," he snarled at Clara. "Fire thief." Climax erupted. Clara stepped forward, power humming. Air thickened, heat rippling. "We reclaim it." Students rallied, flames and ices weaving shields. Ethan charged, CEO precision in defense, tackling an intruder, pistol drawn but unused. Leela shielded Alex, her own latent spark flaring, first time warm light. Alara chanted, elements balancing. Victor lunged at Clara, ice spear forming. Rage peaked, uncle assaulting kin, cycle's vicious turn. Clara countered, fire vortex engulfing, not harming, melting his assault. Sensory storm, crackles deafening, cold bites meeting heat waves, sweat and frost mingling on skin. Victor collapsed, powers drained. "Why?" he gasped. Clara knelt, voice steady. "Because we're family, not enemies." Revelation. His exile from grandfather's fear, same as grandmother's. Nuance unveiled, broken man seeking belonging, rage masking pain. "Join us." Tears froze on his cheeks. Police arrived, arrests swift, but Victor surrendered. Media frenzy. Live clip viral, family feud freezes academy. Hashtags exploded. Number power redemption, number stand against fear. Shares raged. Debates on forgiveness versus justice. Outrage at systemic shunning. Falling action unfolded quietly. Victor bound temporarily, then mentored, ice complementing fires. Protests dwindled, allies grew. Academies expanded nationwide, laws shifting for gifted rights. Clara's reflections deepened. Past's chains broken not by erasure, but embrace. Ethan's charity thrived, homes fixed, now with elemental safeguards. Family dinners, laughter over meals. Alex's snowflakes melting in soup. Leela bloomed, powers trained, regret transformed to purpose. Alara stayed, twins' memory honored. One evening, rooftop under stars. City lights twinkled like grounded flames. Ethan pulled Clara close. "We did it," dialogue soft, facing the past. Her head on his shoulder, cool no more, warmth shared. Alex asleep inside, dreams safe. Quiet strength, no fanfare, just enduring bond. Deeper payoff, authenticity in subtlety. Love's quiet triumph over outrage. Redemption not loud, but woven in daily acts. If you were them, enemies returning, would you fight or forgive? Psychological whisper. Integrity's flame outlasts rage. Hopeful close. Clara lit a single spark, eternal, balanced. It floated upward, merging with city glow. Family whole, legacy lit anew. Harlan lunged forward. You'll regret this, Kane. When you see what's under there, Ethan's hand rose, silencing. Sign or leave. Harlan scrawled his name, rage trembling the pen. Leela watched, conflicted, nuanced sister, complicit in silence, but cracks showing. As papers finalized, Ethan's fingers brushed Clara's gloved hand again. Spark. He pulled back, but slower this time. Sensory echo, his cool skin against fabric, like winter glass. Leaving the room, whispers trailed. Office staff gawked. The veiled bride, Kane's slumming it. Clara's chin lifted. Inside, fury escalated. How dare Harlan sell her like stock? Rage bait. The system's cruelty. Families discarding daughters. That afternoon in her suite, Eva the blind maid arrived, gentle hands, scarred from her own burns. He's not all frost, miss, Eva murmured, drawing a bath scented with lavender. Steam rose, soothing. Clara soaked, veil aside in privacy, tracing her scar. Reflection. If you were her, hiding power that could burn worlds, would you reveal it? Or let it simmer? Ethan's world offered safety, but at what cost? His anonymous home fixing leaked online once. Viral clip of him hammering nails for a widow showed depth. Humanized king, fighting his curse. Evening fell. City hum below. Clara paced, power warming her palms. Subtle romance stirred. Ethan's defense lingered like a promise. But Harlan's call came then, voicemail venom. You'll destroy him too, freak. Outrage peaked. She deleted it, but the seed planted. Nuanced conflict, her fire versus his ice. Wedding prep began. Dress fittings with blind tailors. Ethan's note arrived. Choose what suits. Simple but thoughtful. Deeper authenticity. A man craving connection, denying it. Clara's heart ached. This contract, more than paper, a battlefield for souls. But on wedding day, as crowds roared and veils stayed firm, a stolen touch sparked literal fire and exposed a curse that could kill them both. Crowds surged like a tidal wave. Clara stepped from the limo, veil thick as armor, into the roar of St. Patrick's Cathedral steps. Paparazzi flashes exploded, blinding, relentless. Show your face, one yelled. What are you hiding, freak? Rage ignited in her gut. This was no fairy tale. This was spectacle, the city's elite hungry for scandal. Ethan's security pushed back the throng, but whispers sliced through. Kane's marrying a ghost. Bet she's deformed. Clara's gloved hands clenched. The air smelled of exhaust and hot pretzels from street vendors, grounding her in New York's grit. Her power simmered, a warm pulse threatening flames. Breathe. Control. Inside, the cathedral hushed her steps on ancient stone, pews packed with power brokers, CEOs, celebrities, politicians in bespoke suits and glittering gowns. Organ music swelled, deep and ominous. Ethan waited at the altar, black tux sharp as a blade, hair tousled just enough to hint at vulnerability. His gray eyes locked on her approach, expression blank, but a subtle tension in his shoulders betrayed more. Nuanced king, builder of empires by day, secret fixer of broken homes by night. The curse loomed over him, love as literal heartstop, a genetic anomaly passed down. Doctors called it emotional cardiomyopathy. He'd chosen her to avoid it. Safe, veiled distance. The priest's voice echoed, dearly beloved. Clara barely heard. Sensory overload. Candle wax melting, floral bouquets cloying, her heart's frantic beat. Vows came fast. Do you, Ethan Kane, take Clara Voss? Ethan's I do rang steady, but his scent crisp pine shifted, a warm undercurrent slipping through. Then her turn. I do, simple words, heavy chains. The ring exchange, his fingers brushed hers, cool as marble, but that spark again. Electric. Her glove slipped off, metal band cold on skin. Priest smiled. You may kiss the bride. Silence gripped the cathedral. Would he lift the veil, reveal the scar, the monster? Clara's breath stopped. Ethan's eyes met hers through fabric. Do you want this? He whispered, subtext rich, respect over tradition. No, she breathed. He nodded, lifted her gloved hand instead. Lips pressed to knuckles, gentle, formal, his mouth cool, but lingering a beat too long. Gasps rippled. Disappointment turned to murmurs. He didn't look. What kind of marriage is this? Outrage bait. The crowd's entitlement, demanding her exposure. Clara's chest swelled. He'd honored her. Deeper payoff. A man humanized by choice, defying expectation. Outside, the mob erupted. Cheers soured to jeers. Unveil her. Fraud. Phones up, recording. Viral clip brewing. The billionaire's bizarre kiss, her veiled defiance. Ethan's arm around her waist protective, firm, guided her to the limo. Tires screeched away. Inside, leather cocooned them. Thank you, Clara said softly. Ethan loosened his tie, a rare exhale. For what? Respecting me. His gaze softened, authenticity cracking ice. You're my wife now, deserve that. But his hand trembled faintly, curse's shadow. He fixed strangers' lives anonymously, yet chained his own. Reception loomed at the Plaza Hotel. Crystal chandeliers sparkled. Champagne flowed like rivers. Guests toasted, but eyes darted to her veil. Why hide? A socialite slurred. Ashamed, Clara's power flared, palms heated. Eva, her blind aide, whispered nearby. Steady, ma'am. Nuanced support. Eva, survivor of her own fire trauma, understood hidden scars. Harlan approached, Leela trailing. This farce won't last, Harlan hissed, breath boozy. When he sees your freak mark, Ethan's voice cut in, arriving beside her. Leave, Voss, or security escorts you. Harlan's face twisted, nuanced villain. Shame-fueled bully, hiding his own fire power inheritance from a grandmother he'd erased from history. Leela pulled Clara aside into an alcove overlooking Central Park. Leaves rustled below, autumn crisp. You can still back out, Leela urged, voice cracking. Nuance here, sister torn between loyalty and guilt, complicit in Harlan's lies, but flickering with regret. He'll hate you when he learns about the fire, about Eric. Clara's scar throbbed. Eric's death flames in rage. But was it her, or Harlan's setup? I didn't kill him, Clara whispered. Leela's eyes welled. I don't know anymore. Emotional hook, sibling betrayals, slow unravel. Night deepened. Reception wound down. Ethan led Clara upstairs to separate suites. No. Consummation clause, he murmured, elevator humming. Her suite, silk sheets, city lights twinkling like distant fires. He produced a blindfold black silk. For me, no accidents. Thoughtful, vulnerable. Clara tied it, fingers brushing his temples. Skin cool, pulse quick. Darkness fell. His hands found her shoulders, gentle, exploring. Sensory rush. His touch cool against her warmth, breath ragged, clothes whispered off. Bodies met, contrast electric, her heat melting his ice. He was patient, learning her gasps, her needs. Power hummed in her veins, but contained. His scent deepened, pine to musk. You're warm, he groaned, voice breaking control. After, tangled in sheets, he didn't leave. Arm around her, holding close. Clara's throat tightened. This cold contract, warming. But his shivering started, curses chill. She pulled blankets higher. Authenticity. Two broken souls connecting subtly. If you were her, power caged, would you risk revealing? Or savor the quiet strength, morning light filtered? Ethan stirred, blindfold askew. Stay, she whispered. He hesitated, then nodded. Deeper bond forming. But when pregnancy whispers arrived, Ethan's visits intensified, and a sister's confession unearthed a betrayal that could torch their fragile world. Darkness cloaked the penthouse. Clara lay awake, sheets tangled, Ethan's blindfold discarded on the pillow. His body beside her cool, solid, radiated a subtle tremor. The city hummed below, sirens wailing like distant warnings. 3 weeks married, nights blurred into intimacy. Ethan's visits started contractual, but lingered now. His touch, once measured, grew hungry. Her warmth chased his chill, but tonight his shivering worsened. Curses grip. She rose quietly, stoked the fireplace. Flames danced, mirroring her inner fire. Wood crackled, sparks flying. Sensory comfort, heat on skin, smoke faint and woody. Ethan stirred. Clara, voice rough with sleep. She returned, slid under covers. His arm pulled her close, automatic, possessive. You're always cold, she murmured. His breath hitched. Family thing. Doctors call it cardiomyopathy. Emotions. Accelerated. Subtext heavy. Love as killer. A genetic trap from ancestors who prized control over heart. He'd built Cain global ruthlessly, but his secret charity, renovating homes for the underserved, revealed nuance. A man fixing others' brokenness, ignoring his own. Why risk this? She asked. His fingers traced her arm. Didn't plan to. authenticity in admission, vulnerability cracking his empire facade. Days filled with quiet routine, Clara explored the library, leather-bound tomes, dust motes in sunlight. Eva helped, her blind guidance gentle. "He's changing," Eva confided one afternoon, brewing tea. Steam rose, herbal and soothing. "Used to dine alone, now asks about you." Deeper payoff. Ethan's subtle shifts, humanized by care. Clara's power stabilized here, no outbursts, just controlled warmth. But whispers haunted. Harlan's voicemail echoes Leela's doubts. Rage simmered, family betrayals slow burn. Evenings, Ethan arrived earlier. Dinner together now candlelit, city views glittering. Dialogue natural, tough board meeting, she'd ask. He'd unwind, sharing deals, frustrations. Competitors undercut us. His jaw set, but eyes softened on her veiled form. "Your thoughts, respect, rare." Clara advised, finance background shining. "Diversify suppliers." He nodded, implemented. Bond deepened, subtle romance in shared intellect. Nights followed, blindfolded, bodies entwined. His cool skin against her heat created sparks, literal ones, a faint glow from her palms. He didn't notice, lost in sensation. "You make me feel alive," he groaned. Emotional crescendo, walls crumbling. Then nausea hit, mornings queasy. Eva noticed first. "See the doctor, ma'am." Private visit, blood draw, results swift. Pregnant, Clara's hand on belly, tiny life, air claws fulfilled. Joy mixed with dread. Would he pull away? Contracts end. She told him that night, after passion faded. "Ethan, I'm with child." Silence. Then his hand found her stomach, trembling. A child. Voice broke wonder, fear. He held her tighter. "Thank you, no retreat." Visits intensified. Protective now, possessive. "Eat well," he'd insist, sending gourmet meals. Nuance. Curse loomed, but fatherhood thawed him. Leela called. "Meet me. Central Park. Urgent." Clara went, veiled, autumn leaves crunching under boots. Air crisp, smelling of roasted chestnuts. Leela waited on a bench, face pale, hands wringing. I know the truth." Words tumbled. "About Eric. The fire." Clara froze. Wind rustled branches, chill biting. Leela's eyes welled. "Father did it, framed you." Revelation crashed. Harlan's power, fire like hers, inherited from their grandmother, whom he'd had institutionalized to hide the madness. Eric's death, not Clara's rage, but Harlan's sabotage. "He hated Eric, commoner, unworthy of me." Leela choked. "Burned him alive, blamed your uncontrolled power. You were bound earlier, but he lied." Proof. Old documents Leela stole, binding ritual dates, predating the fire. Rage escalated. Clara's palms heated, leaves nearby singed subtly. "Why now?" Leela's voice cracked. "Guilt. I believed him, helped hide it. Nuance in sister, not evil, but weak, complicit in fear. Humanized regret. Mother knew. That's why he drove her away, accused affair to cover his bloodline. Emotional hook, betrayals layers, family as destroyer. Clara's scar throbbed. Power surged, but she contained it. Evidence, Leela handed a flash drive. Everything. Testimonies, dates, outrage bait, paternal monster unmasked. Back home, Clara paced. Hudson River dark below, waves lapping. Ethan found her. What's wrong? She shared fragments fire frame up. His face hardened. We'll expose him. Support unwavering. That night, intimacy fierce. His cool body met her heat passion's fire, but after he shivered worse. Curse stirring. She warmed him, blankets piled. Authenticity, love budding subtly, risking all. Weeks passed. Belly swelled faintly. Ethan planned nurseries, soft fabrics, safe toys. Excitement warmed his voice. Our son or daughter. But Harlan's shadow grew. Anonymous threats arrived. Reveal yourself, freak. Rage peaked. Clara's power tested limits, controlled flames in privacy, practicing. Eva watched. You're strong, ma'am. Quiet empowerment. Leela visited secretly. Father suspects, I know. Tension thick. Sisters reconciled slowly, hugs awkward, but real. Deeper payoff. Redemption start. If you were Clara, power awakening, would you confront or conceal? Psychological depth. Facing past's flames. Viral moment brewed. Leela recorded confession. Leaked online anonymously. Clip spread. Sister exposes tycoon's crimes. Hashtags exploded. Number family betrayal. Number hidden fire. Manhattan buzzed.